2 podcasts in 1 week. What's going on? It's crazy. But I wanted to address something that I've seen being talked about quite a bit. And I think you guys are going to like this one. So a little breakdown of what this is. We have a Cookie College membership. And in that membership, there's a whole nother podcast. It's a little bit shorter than the main podcast that you guys are used to. However, for this one, I feel like the content applies to just more than the Cookie College because I see you guys asking about it a lot in the Sugar Cookie Marketing group. So what you're going to hear next is the outtake from this week's Cookie College private podcast. If you want to know more about the Cookie College, listen to the end of this and I'll tell you how to check it out. But until then, let's dive in. Okay, fam bam, I wanted to talk about an update that's rolling out. Some of you may not have a clue what I'm talking about, and some of you do, and that is why this is kind of something I wanted to cover, because Facebook's new page experience is mid rollout, and it's causing a lot of stress for people who manage pages, and there's multiple reasons. But I hate to say it, there's no going back. I wish we could. One of the common questions on Facebook is, can I get back to the old page experience? And you can. We'll talk about that in a second. It may not be possible for everybody, but I want to make sure that we understand some of the benefits of what's going to happen with the new page experience. Growing pains, right? We always hate it when one of these big apps that we kind of invest a lot of our time and business on do these major change-ups, kind of like with Instagram when it went chronological. I remember the achings and moanings of it. Gmail, when it went to something called Inbox by Gmail, that one almost ruined me myself. And then we have big platform shutdown. I was a big Google Plus user, and suddenly I didn't have access to Google Plus anymore. So it's important to also recognize that these amazing tools that we love to hate to love may not always be around. So while we have access to Facebook, it is still time to use this tool as such. Now, we can talk about at the end of this kind of the projections of what maybe Facebook may look like. I always like to run people through a strategy session on what would happen if you didn't have your primary lead source. So we'll get stressful at the end, but let's go back to this kind of new page experience. And I want to talk about what it is, what is happening, how it's rolling out, and the features that are coming with it. My prediction is that here soon, we will all roll over. So to put it in perspective, pages it doesn't seem like it's rolling out with any reason. I have pages like the Sugar Cookie Marketing page, one of the most active pages that I manage, connected with a VIP group or the group or whatever. That one I'm still old page experience. So it's not that, and then a page that I manage for a client that has very low engagement, very low everything, but it's also older than the Sugar Cookie Marketing page. That one has rolled over. The Sugar Cookie Classes page has rolled over. And on the flip side, Corey's Crumb Cookie page has not. So I don't see any reason. I don't even see a location reason that some of these pages are rolling over or not. It's always been purported that Facebook is running 7 different versions of itself, beta testing new features across. And of course, you guys can see that. You see it as some groups have awards and suddenly awards are gone, upvoting and downvoting, and suddenly that's gone. So these applications are still testing their environments in a live environment, which means while we're actually using it, which leads to the frustration of what you're kind of seeing. So that is a rollout process. How do you know if you're in the new page experience? I get that question a lot. I'm going to tell you a confession here. I do have an Android phone, so you can hate me now. But when I'm on Facebook app, so the Facebook app, and I get a notification from a page that has rolled over to the new page experience, my entire screen will go black. I'll get a loading icon, and it will load back up as if I am the page with a paged newsfeed. So the only thing that shows up in this newsfeed that I've clicked the button, switched over, is that page's likes. So that is how I know. If you're using, and I highly recommend this, use the Business Suite app still. I know it's glitchy. It always is glitchy. It has to be glitchy if it's a Facebook Meta app, right? The Business Suite experience doesn't have that kind of weird glitch when you switch over. So I do prefer to actually manage pages both new page and old page experience, which I call the classics experience. So moving forward, I'm just going to refer to the old page experience as classic and the new page experience as new page experience. Not my words, that's what Facebook's calling it. So as long as we're all on the same page. The either classic or new page experience doesn't seem to really affect the Business Suite app. If you don't know what that is, go to your app store and download it. It is by Meta. I think it will probably say Meta or Facebook on it. And it is how you are technically supposed to manage your pages. That's what Facebook would like us to use. So when we flip back, so let's say we're back on the Facebook app. So now we're talking about two separate apps, the Facebook app and the Business Suite app. I see that kind of what I want to call a violent switch from my personal profile, so where my feed is, where my notifications are, when I accidentally click on a notification from a page that is in the new page experience, my entire profile kind of goes dark and then it reopens and it's as if I'm on Facebook as a brand. That's the best way to explain it. That said, the similarities of what you kind of see from my personal page and the new page experience are extremely similar, and that is the key. What Facebook wanted to do is create a personal profile experience for brands. And those are the bigger benefits that I'm seeing. And it's why I'm not totally balking at this switch, because I want to talk about some of the strategies we can use. So take it from the horse's mouth. I've actually got the new page experience pulled up here on Facebook's Help Center. You can just Google new page experience Facebook, and then you can, it's one of the top things that you'll see in a Google search results. So right off the bat, it has an info tab saying the new page experience isn't available for all pages yet. Some pages you manage might still use the classic pages experience. So good to know. If you do not know what I'm talking about, this is probably still a valuable Cookie College podcast for you guys, because it is common. It does not seem like this is something that they'll revert. So I do think that it is important that we kind of understand what's coming down the pipeline. Basic grumblings, though, is it's just frustrating because it's slightly different. So I see it. We'll talk about it in a second. Let me just read on. The new page experience is a way for you to manage your professional presence on Facebook. It can help you build your brand or business, grow your audience, and connect with followers. Nothing new there. When you update your classic page to the new page experience, all page content, including post, photos, videos, stories, and groups your page is an admin of, will automatically move to your new page. Great, so you don't have to worry about that. All of your page likes and followers will also be transitioned to your new page. If your blue page has a verification check, that will transfer as well. We could only dream. So, what is new for these pages? A redesigned page layout that's cleaner and more intuitive. Arguing on that one, Facebook, but okay, we'll let it slide. Easy switching and navigation between public-facing page and an individual profile. You'll manage your page and profile separately. That is what I'm talking about, that big dark screen that opens up again. It allows me to completely immerse myself in this new page. I am going to tell you why that is a solid for us. And we'll get into that in just a second. Stay tuned or go to bed. I don't mind. It's whatever you want. Let's move on. Seamless interactions with other public figures, brands, and people via access to the feed. So now our pages have their own feed. This is what I'm really liking. So I hope if your marketing cap is on right now, you are thinking, okay, I can kind of see it. If you don't see it, don't worry, we'll connect it. You can follow as a page other public figures, brands, and partners to create a feed with the topics that matter to you, your Facebook presence. Stay up to date and connect with people and content from your new pages feed. Your new page feed will be separate from your profile feed. You can follow different pages and profiles to curate a unique experience for your feed of your page. Anyone with full control of your page will access this feed. So that means anyone who is an admin. Let's move on, because this is what I wanted to talk about as well, was is one of these kind of more subtle benefits that no one's seeing right now. A lot of us are kind of one-man bands, but if you have a virtual assistant, stay tuned. You're going to like this. We get more actionable insights and relevant notifications. Debatable. But moving on, updated page management tools. Now, this is what we're seeing on the back end. I see it a lot more on the desktop access to a new page experience. You can give others Facebook access, or what they're calling task access, to manage the page. Let's go talk about task access. That one's going to That one's going to mess up my little speech pattern here, but we will suffer through it. Here's the About Task Access for new pages. The new page experience, again, is not available for everyone. It says, so we'll have these tools. When you give someone task access, that is not admin access, it is task to your new page, they can use management tools to manage it. So if they're on mobile, they can use it from both the Meta Business Suite app or the Creator Studio mobile app. And on the computer, they can get it from Business Manager and Ads Manager as well. Currently, it says groups and events can't be managed on Meta Business Suite app or from other tools yet. That will only be with people who have access to the group or the event. So basically, I can give someone the Sugar Cookie marketing page. If it's in the new page experience, which is not, I can give them task access. They will be able to help me market without having ownership over my page, but they'll have the ability to do, now this is when we're talking about virtual assistant work. Here's what they'll have access to. But on the asterisk of what Facebook is saying is those people cannot do tasks unless they are in the group. So they can't do group tasks unless I add them to the group and then give them kind of a privilege, which within groups as well, if you're not familiar, you have admin, which is, the overarching one. Then you have moderator. And I think that they've added a couple others. So back to pages. We're not talking about groups. The features that we get with task access is content. They can create, manage, or delete posts, stories, and more. They can respond to comments and update page information. So the task access is great for somebody that you don't need to have any access to the management of your page. So think about it this way. If we think about to the Facebook circa 2015, kind of when a lot of people started adopting Facebook from a business perspective. Remember, Facebook was college profiles in 2007. I think we all had one. It was really weird. I loved it. I sent people like gifts and banners all the time. Posters, I think we used to call them. And then as Facebook kind of realized the monetization aspect was going to be with businesses serving ads, they started their ad platform and then they opened it up to small businesses, which is where a lot of us are. When we were first managing pages, there was unilateral same access across the board, meaning the person, and this is where a lot of the clients that I ended up working with when we started the marketing agency saw an issue is, they assigned their marketing coordinator to create the Facebook page. Again, we're talking about real small businesses here. The marketing coordinator would make the page and it would then be associated with only the marketing coordinator's Facebook login. There's something called dark profiles or gray profiles. They've been phased out. So back to kind of what we're at circa 2015, the marketing coordinator makes the page, adds no one else as manager, and then the marketing coordinator quits. The page is now orphaned. Only once in my life, and I hate to say this to you, the marketing coordinator had passed away. So we had to provide a proof of, I don't think it was a death certificate. It was something pretty close to get the ownership back. Now, fast forward to today, Facebook realizes that, and now think of it in a toxic environment. Imagine that the marketing coordinator, the person who created the Facebook page, quits and is angry. This is what I have seen. I haven't had direct experience with it from a marketing agency standpoint, but that person now has sole ownership of your entire social media brand presence. Again, pretend this isn't 2015, 2016. And what they do is absolutely slander your business on your own page. I've seen that happen. I've watched it happen. I've not been involved in it happening, but that is what has been so problematic in the past. Facebook now allowed us to add more than one admin. Cool, but we all had the same priority access, meaning that one admin could, what do they call it? Mutiny and kick off the other admins, which means you kind of have this like trust factor with your marketing agency. Like, please don't hate me. And then when the contract ends, the client's like, oh no, are they going to take it? Or when that employee quits on a bad note, the marketing person or the owner is running to Facebook to try to remove them from the page before it escalates. That's what I have had experience with. Business owners firing somebody and then sending me an email saying, oh no, can you delete them from the admin access to the page? In one instance, and I thought this was pretty slick, this is probably 4 years ago, a client we had worked with had priorly fired somebody that was related to their business management. It wasn't marketing. But what they hadn't done is audit their admin page access. So they had hired us to create content. We went to post it, and then they were like, hey, why did you guys delete that? Delete what? delete that content. We didn't. So this person, this hanger-on admin, out of spite, would just go and delete any post that they saw from this business that they no longer saw favorably. So crazy, interesting, right? Now, with, not even the new page experience, a classic page experience, and Business Manager specifically, is we can give people access based off of what access they require. So really, I'd say that the business owner should always have admin access. We don't want a business owner with really lax security to necessarily be, but somebody that is good with good passwords, has two-factor authentication on. We want them to be the primary account holder. In Business Manager, you can assign these out. So now in Business Manager, as an ad agency, as an ad company or a marketing company, I can request access to a page, and then I can work with them. Now, when our contract ends, they have the ability to remove me from their page through Business Manager as a marketing agency, but I do not have the ability to remove them from their page because it's all done through Business Manager. Love it, love it, love it. So now with the new page experience, sorry for that tangent, we have features called task management, task access, where we can use virtual assistants. Virtual assistants, it can be somebody down the street. It can be an ad agency that you hired. It can be, I work with a virtual assistant, love the guy. He is in India. We only talk once a month on the 1st, and he is extremely reliable. So back with task access, you can give them content creation access, messaging access. And again, I know you guys are thinking, well, I don't have that many messages. Great. This kind of also consider this for big major brands where they have a lot of messages. This would be extremely valuable for, think about Target. Imagine what Target's messaging inbox looks like. Now they can assign people, sorry, the Facebook page likes counter is counting away. Now they can assign people access to various tasks. So if I say, okay, imagining that Target's marketing team is huge and their customer service team is ginormous, they can have a customer service representative assigned only to task access messages. And then that means they can send and respond to direct messages as a page and other functionalities within the inbox. They have community activity, which is a newer tab. It's a tab that was in the old page, the classic experience, and has been rolled over. That means when you go to Target and you make a post, but it doesn't show up in the feed, that shows up in the community activity. And then you can assign people task access with ads and insights, which is awesome, right? So I think that one's a really solid bet. Now, I think that is really cool. If you're like, hey, Heather, it's a one-man band over here. I'm half the time I'm baking. The other half of the time I'm thinking about baking. I'm not going to hire a virtual assistant. No sweat. But know that you can. Know that if your kiddo says, Mom, Dad, I need an internship for marketing, you can assign them task access. So when you ground them and they're mad at you, they can't take over your page and say, my mom is mean and her cookies were not made with love. So let's go back to what we get with the new page experience beyond task access, which is actually a pretty big one. I think that's kind of nice for people. We get settings, manage and edit all settings, such as page info and deleting the page. Cool. I had that before. Great. Then we have permissions. If you have Facebook access with full control, that means admin rights. You can give Facebook access or task access to your new page, tile management. You can create content with a new page, manage, delete content on pages and posts and stories and more. Again, messages, community activity, we have ads, insights, Instagram account linking. We did have that with a classic page experience, so we do have it as well with the new page experience. And that now, if you link them correctly, you get access to Facebook Planner. You guys know I've talked about Facebook Planner. That was our group challenge last month. You can create unique cross posts for each platform. If you listen to the main podcast this past week, I think we talked about making content that's intentional for that corner of social media. So your Instagram is going to be heavy hashtag usage. Your Facebook isn't. With correctly linked Instagram and business profiles, which you can do in the new page experience, you can create unique posts at the same time for both. Really neat. And then you got monetization and advertising. You have the ability to manage the page from all platform tools, Meta Business Suite, Ads Manager, and Creator Studio. Those are 3 different apps that Meta offers. And you have the granting access to others, like we just said with task access. So what are we going to lose? This is the big one. This is what I'm seeing is the pushback. These are aspects of classic page experience that will not be rolling over. Okay. Let's simmer with this one because this is where I'm seeing a little bit of panic, and rightfully so. Page likes and followers. You will only retain existing likes and followers on your new page. Like or follow counts will be displayed beneath the page name on your new page depending on your action button. For example, creators with a like action button will have their like count visible, with their follow count accessible in only the professional dashboard. Those with a follow action button will have their follow count displayed beneath their page name. Now it has a hyperlink to more about likes and follows, and I want to dwell here a little bit because what I'm seeing is people are like, my likes are gone, my followers are gone. Yes, that is correct. One of them will be gone. So let's read through this together real quick so that we're on the same page and we know where we're headed. What are the latest updates for likes and follows in the new page experience? When the new page experience started, the only way for a person to connect with a new page was to follow it. However, some new pages will now also include page likes. Talk about confusion, man. This is Facebook, right? This gives people more ways to connect. It will also help us better understand what is the most meaningful way for people to show support for your pages like yours. So did you guys get that? Some may have both, some may have one. Now it goes on. What's the difference between followers and likes? The number of followers indicates the number of people who may see your page's updates and posts in their feed. That's the one we marketers want to focus on. The number of followers indicates the number of people who may see your page's updates and posts in their feed. We want followers. When people like your page, they also automatically follow you, which allows them to, again, see your posts in their feed. People who like a page can choose to unfollow the page and not see its posts in their feeds, but will continue to demonstrate their support. Those aren't valuable for our business model. It's a great way to show support for a cause or something, but it is not good for us to make sales posts. Well, we want followers. Now, if you're saying, well, I don't have followers, I have likes, according to Facebook, it is determined by your call to action button. That button that is, if you look on your desktop, it'll be kind of towards the right. You can change it. I think you can, on the new page experience, go to edit button. Again, it's all shifting really fast, but let's go back to what we're going to lose access to. We're going to lose access to publishing tools called scheduled posts. That does not mean you can no longer schedule posts, but scheduling posts will not be feed accessible anymore. It needs to be in that Facebook planner that we talked about earlier. So if you're like, oh no, I have to post actively every day. No, Facebook planner, again, I'm working from a desktop here. It is accessible on the mobile app of Business Suite, but I prefer it from desktop by and large. If you go that, it'll be on your left side. It'll be towards the top left side of the menu that you can only see as an admin. Things you're also going to lose. Business features such as jobs, appointments, and offers. I think a lot of us don't like any of those three things, so it'll be nice to get rid of those. I can still post jobs on Classic Page Experience, so I do that for clients. However, I don't think that it was a number one lead source for them to get applicants. That Indeed kind of did a lot better there. Appointments, I know you guys are frustrated with appointments, so we can get rid of those. I had some clients who did try to use appointments. It just was clunky. And then offers are discounts, which a lot of, we don't really run a lot of discounts. We don't talk about discount pricing so much. I do enjoy price manipulation strategies. However, Facebook has determined that it's not a valuable offer on their platform. That doesn't mean I don't like discounting, right? Classic page features. Here it is. Here's what I've also seen people upset with. Classic page features like reviews. Reviews will be gone. So I've actually seen more than one. I'm going to say around 5 people across the Cookie College and the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group ask this question. My perfect 5-star rating has dropped. And it's only dropped by, from what I can see, a point. So they went from 5. I saw 2 people go from 5 to 4.9 and one person go from 4.8 to 4.7. So such a nominal thing, no one can leave reviews anymore. No one has been able to leave reviews even on the Classic Page Experience for almost a year. So people are like, how could that possibly affect my review count? Assuming that you have perfect 5 stars, which a lot of you guys do, it shouldn't. So what I'm assuming is that Facebook is teeing us up to completely drop that star rating altogether. They said they said the star ratings were going away. They just haven't gone away very swiftly, and it's caused a lot of vexation. You can only leave recommendations or unrecommendations now, and that should not have a star rating. I think that's what they said that's going to head to. Okay, continuing on. You will not be able to manage from mobile web browsers. You can manage the new page from a Facebook mobile app, but not from the mobile web browsers. That if you guys use Facebook, if you go to www.facebook.com on your phone through Chrome, they're saying, hey, you can't manage your page from that anymore. You need to do it through the web app. Most of us don't do that. So if that sounds foreign to you, you're not alone. It's probably not how you're using the app. I see most people do that for privacy settings. Location management. So you'll not be able to do location management on the new page experiences. But wait, my location. No. Facebook and the classic page experience allowed businesses with multiple brick and mortar stores to manage multiple locations from a single interface. It was very clunky. It's very hard to manage. I agree that is a good thing to get rid of. It doesn't affect most of us. If you're a brick and mortar bakery with more than one location, I'd honestly say you should have 2 pages. Maybe it's a strategy. It is kind of hard to manage them all. You have that conflict of like, if one store has an update and the other doesn't share it, you're going to have to make sure that your audience understands that. And that's where email marketing is really solid with segmented list. But email marketing challenge is next month's group challenge. So stay tuned to that. We won't get in it today. We're almost done with this, guys. And then I'm going to let you go. You know, I like to keep these around 20 minutes, but I thought this was pretty important for us to cover because I think these changes are going to start coming more swiftly. And I've seen a disturbance in the force of people saying, hey, this is happening on my Facebook. Like, what gives? Anyways, the last thing's actually global page structure isn't available. Okay, so they say they'll roll whatever that is, global page structure. Again, we are small beans in a rather big pond on Meta, so I don't think that's going to affect us either. Now, okay, Heather, you just told us what we don't get. What do we get? That feed, that business feed, I think is going to be the solid thing. So I'm actually going to, real quick, again, give me like 5 more minutes and then I'm going to let you go. I do solemnly swear. But I'm going to pull up a new page experience page here, and I want to talk about building out that feed. Again, so I'm pulling it up on my desktop. You guys can hear me typing. Sorry about that. But it's saying, hey, this is new page experience. You don't have access to anything until you click that switch button. I'm going to click switch now. The whole page goes dark. Again, I'm on desktop, but this does it on my phone as well. And then I open up and I have become the page. I have these cool featured posts. So, we've talked about on the podcast pin post. That was a singular post. Now, like Facebook groups, you can feature multiple posts. So I'm on the Sugar Cookie Classes page, and I can see that I have featured our events for the rest of the year. I think we only have like 3 more classes left. And then I featured the class photos from last week. So now people who took my class last week can come see their photos, and people who are like, hey, I'm interested in taking a class can also get access. Now consider this on your own page. You can have a pin post that says, here's how to order. You can also have a pin post that says my availability for this month. And then you can have another pin post that says, here's my cookie class and how to sign up. That feature I like. So again, guys, I know. Now, what I don't love about the new page experience is we have some remnants. If you'll understand that the new page experience looks just like a personal profile, I disagree with optimizing everything for this right now. In fact, I'd go to disabling. So what we're going to do, again, I'm on a desktop. I'd encourage you guys to grab either a Chromebook or a laptop if you can bum off your kids. I know that owning computers is going to be a thing of the past. It makes me sad. But we're going to click on, so I have my menu at the top, posts, about, mentions, reviews, followers, photos. I'm going to click on more as a drop down there, and you can click at the bottom of that, manage sections. Here you can start unchecking what I consider the relics of personal profiles that I don't think apply very well to our businesses. Now, again, other businesses, yeah, sure, us bakers. I've unchecked what I could. I've unchecked music. I don't think people need to know what my Sugar Cookie Classes is listening to, although we all know it's going to be lo-fi. Questions, I've disabled that one. I could go back in. I think that might be a good one. I just didn't have time to optimize it. Check-ins. My page can check into places. Now, as a bakery, I'm going to challenge you guys with this. If you go around and stop into businesses marketing, let's say you get cookies or you stop in a venue, or let's say you did a vendor event, check in as your page. Enable that tab. Show people where your page is. Don't check in as Heather going to Starbucks after this, but check in as your page, kind of marketing, right? So we want to be strategic out here. Nothing about our personal life should really exist here. We want to make sure it's marketing and sales focused. I've disabled sports. That could be polarizing people. I'm not a big sports person, but I know you guys who are feisty about it. I've unchecked movies. As much as I want to say I love the Top Gun 1 and 2, I don't think people need to know that Sugar Cookie Classes is a Tom Cruise fan. I've unchecked TV shows and books. Now I've unchecked my page likes. Remember, in this new page experience, I can like pages. I can still do that. I just have the tab disabled. So the feature is still there, but I can disable it. Now, what I would do as you all who are businesses, I would like, and this is the strategy I wanted to talk about earlier, I'd go in and I'd like the businesses you currently work with. I would like if you have someone to come to her, like a lady came to our cookie class and she makes balloon sculptures for events. I would go and like that. Because now, and I'm not selling on her profile, I'm not selling on her business profile, I'm supporting her business profile as my business. What I can do is cross promote. I keep in front of her in not a salesy way. I'm not emailing her. I'm not saying I'm not tagging her. What I'm doing is I'm going to her post, her page, her business feed, and I'm adding value by showing support, but I'm staying top of mind, because what's going to happen is that amazing balloon artist is going to make a balloon post of awesomeness because they all look amazing, and they're going to say, see a notification says Sugar Cookie Classes likes this, and Sugar Cookie Classes commented and said, oh my goodness, you've done it again. This is beautiful. I don't think you can outdo yourself, but try it. And here's the second thing. So that's a great strategy. That's something where I'd have everyone in their headspace right now considering, you guys are the cookie college kids. So we're going to have this active strategy towards change. I know I hate change too. But the last tab that I can enable or disable is reviews given. And there we go. There we go to the give, get that we talked about in the main podcast last week. We can give reviews. Again, I'm not actually ever going to encourage a business to give another business a bad review. If you had a bad experience with a business, keep that on your personal profile. But as your business page, as a marketing strategy, I want you to go out there and give 5-star reviews as your business to businesses you've had interaction with. So, who doesn't get thanked a lot? The front desk lady who placed that order for you for her company to get cookies. Go and say, 5-star review for Gabe's Automotive. Wow, Stacy at the front was so awesome. This is all for you guys. Stacy was so awesome. It was so great working with them. I haven't been able to work with them in the automotive capacity, but if they're anything like working with them in a business capacity, 5 stars. I look forward to stopping by for that oil change coming up, right? And again, be authentic. We don't want to lie here. But that is so strong. You guys understand that on the other side of pages are people just like us, are people that need reviews. Small business owners do not get reviews easily. Ask me how I know. It is something that we have to be so strategic for each client we work with because it's so hard to get. And I tell a client, if you find one of your clients that truly loves you, ask them until their little fingers hurt because they've typed so many positive reviews because it's so hard to get. You will get a bad review. So now think about that. Think about Stacy at the automotive center, mechanic shop, and think that she's like, I know we're going to get a bad review because we can't please everybody. Sugar Cookie Classes can give me a good review. Oh my goodness. She's not going to see it as like weird. It may be weird for people who don't have access to new page experience because only new page experience can leave reviews as a page. That's why I think we should all be kind of vying for this switch over, which is coming. I expect a lot of things to continue to change. One thing that I noticed that rolled out to the Sugar Cookie Classes page is that I can pin featured photos. So if you look at your profile, your personal profile, there toward the left on a desktop, you can see that you can have these featured photos. I can have featured photo books now. So what I've started doing is pinning in my featured photos the class photos of each month. That way people can say, what does July look like? What does September look like? Now, taking that back to bakeries, you can have your portfolio. You can have your cake portfolio, your cupcake portfolio, your sugar cookie portfolio. Heather, I only do sugar cookies. Great. You can have your birthday sugar cookie portfolio. You can have your holiday sugar cookie portfolio, your Halloween sugar cookie. That was going to be a hot one. Sugar cookie portfolio. Okay, that's the strategy behind this. I know I'm well over time. I'm in the 35-minute-ish. I think it's all pretty crazy. I'm going to see right here before I let you go if I can change my button and switch that over. I don't see it. I'll screen record this and post it in the Cookie College group for you guys. But good vibes, good vibes. We got this. Change is good. Change is good as long as we adapt to it and strategize behind this. I'll see you guys next week for the Cookie College podcast. And I think we'll be covering email marketing strategies one more time, since we'll be wrapping up the 3x3x3x3 challenge, and we'll be launching that Double Down newsletter. You guys got this. Stay the course. Okay, there you go. That is my Cookie College private podcast take on the new page experience. However, doesn't matter Cookie College or not, we can all take advantage of this change. If you're like me and you heard that podcast, you hate change as well. Also, why did I choose such somber background music when the main podcast is so jazzy? Anyways, I'll fix it. I'll find something that's less sad. But if you want to learn more about the Cookie College, you can go check it out at thecookiecollege.com. It's more than just classes. It's more than just a podcast. It is a community, and it is a great way to really dig into your business. However, again, all this great information you can actually find in the main group as well. It's just a little bit more digging and searching. But whether you're in your business and you want to just jump into the Cookie College, ask me questions. I'm here to help. And if you're like, Heather, I'd like to, but I'm not there yet, stick in the main group. We'll get that content out there. It is just a lot more content in that main group. Okay, guys, you have a great rest of the week. And I'll see you on Wednesday. No, I'll see you on Tuesday. See you then.